welcome back to my channel. Today it's not going to be a tutorial or anything like that. What I'm going to be talking to you about today is oily skin. Bow, bow, bow. Oily skin is the bane of my existence and has been for a very, very long time. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but when I was a teenager, I suffered very badly with acne. I didn't have those massive cystic acne spots that people get, but I had loads of tiny little like white pimples all over my face, like loads of them. And my skin was so oily, so red, and it made me feel so uncomfortable. So I ended up having to go on medication twice to get rid of the acne. And whilst my acne is gone, thank goodness, and hopefully it stays away, my oily skin has never gone away. In my job, I am a makeup artist. I deal with people with oily skin every day, and I thought I would do a talk to you guys today on some of the common mistakes that I found that people are doing and little tips and tricks that I've picked up myself in how to help control oily skin and to keep it at bay. This is going to be more of a chit chat to you, so I do have loads of suggestions on what products you guys should use if you do suffer from oily skin, from cleansers to moisturizers to foundations. But so this video doesn't end up being an hour long and you all fall asleep, I'm going to do a separate blog post on this chit chat, and that's where I'm going to list all my suggestions for products that oily skin people should use, in my opinion. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of advice on oily skin, and feel free to check out the blog post. I'll have it in the description box down below for you so that you can have a look at it and you can try any of the products there that work for me and hopefully will work for you too. I'm going to read off my phone because otherwise I'm going to forget some important points. So number one I have written is drink lots of water and avoid fatty, fried, processed foods at all costs. I know people probably tell you that all the time and you're like, yeah, it goes in one ear and out the other, but honestly, what you do eat on the inside is going to show on the outside, and that's going to show in your skin. Personally, I do avoid processed foods. I avoid fatty, fried foods like the plague. Because when I've eaten that, it comes through on my skin the next day like it's gross. Right, drink lots of water. What that's gonna do, it's gonna flush your system out. It's gonna take all the toxins from your skin, from the organs in your body, etc., and flush them all out. I'm not going to go into detail how it flushes them out. Probably sweat actually, it's not even that gross. Drink water, even if you don't like it, force yourself to do it because you will get in a habit and a routine of drinking more water and you're going to feel better for it, you'll have more energy and your system will run a lot better. Right. Step 2. I made this mistake personally when I was a teenager, and the mistake was this. When you've got really oily skin, you kind of want to do everything you can to strip that oil away. So you use harsh cleansers, you might use those awful Clearasil, those little pads, the wipey things? They're like pure alcohol and they just strip all the oil from your skin. Foaming cleansers do the same thing. Anything that says like acne control or for acne prone skin and it's a foaming cleanser, avoid it. I know it seems like you should be using it so that you can strip the oil from your skin, but let me tell you what's going to happen if you use these products. Once you strip the oil from your skin freaks out. It's like, oh my god, where's all my oil gone? And then it just produces way more oil than what it would have done in the first place to begin with, and then you end up with oil overload and your skin will keep producing that oil the more you keep using these harsh cleansers. That's my point there. So do not use harsh cleansers, don't use anything that feels harsh on your skin and nothing that is going to strip your oil. You want to keep your skin as balanced as possible. So if you wash your face and then you get out of the shower or step out of your bathroom, whatever, and your face feels really tight and really dry and you kind of feel like you've had a facelift and you can't really move your mouth or whatever, your cleanser is too harsh. Stop using it. Step 3, that kind of goes along with step 2. Step 2, don't use harsh cleansers. Step 3, don't skip moisturizing. I know if you've got oily skin, you're kind of like, oh, my skin's so oily, why on earth am I going to want to moisturize it? It's moisturized enough with all this oil. Moisturize your skin. It kind of works in the same principle as making sure that you don't use anything too harsh. If your skin is really nicely moisturized with a moisturizer that suits oily skin type people, then your skin isn't going to need to produce so much oil. So if your skin is comfortable and it's not stripped of its oil and it's nicely moisturized, you're probably going to find that your skin doesn't even produce as much oil as it used to do, and you're not going to have the problem. I hope I'm coming across clear enough and that I'm making sense and I'm not just babbling to you. So just to make it clear, do moisturize your skin morning and night because that will stop your skin from producing oil to begin with. Step 4. If you wear foundation, make sure you wear a foundation that is suitable for oily skin types. There's loads and loads of foundations on the market, and it can be so confusing about which one is going to be best for you if you do have oily skin. And yes, on the blog there will be suggestions of the right foundations for you, but please make sure that you choose the right foundation for your skin type. So you don't want anything that's going to be overly moisturizing. Don't worry about making sure it's oil free, because there really is no foundation on the market that is oil free. Let me tell you that right now. Even if it says it's oil free, it does still have oil in there, but during the formulation process the oil would have gotten chemically processed so that it's not oily anymore, if that's making sense. But every makeup product is going to have oil in it somewhere, otherwise it doesn't work. So don't pay too much attention to whether your foundation says it's oil free or not. That's really not the main issue here. The main issue is that you want it to be a matte foundation. What a matte foundation is going to do is it's going to keep your oil at bay, but it's also not going to add any extra shine to your face like other foundations would. Step 5. Make sure you set your foundation in place with powder. I don't care if you like the dewy look, you need to set your foundation in place with powder whether you're oily or not, depending on your foundation. But as a rule, set your foundation in place with powder, especially on the T-zone here. You don't need a lot of powder, just a little, just to make sure that your foundation is not going to melt off and that you don't look shiny around this T-zone area. There is a difference between dewy and oily. Throughout the day you're probably going to find that your skin produces oil and that you start to look a bit shiny and a bit greasy and ugh. So make sure you carry a compact powder with you. And throughout the day what you want to do, if you start looking a bit oily or greasy, get some tissue paper or a blotting paper, toilet paper if you're gross like that. I'm gross like that. And what you want to do is just separate that tissue and hold it against the oily areas and just let it soak up that oil. Once the excess oil is soaked up, that's when you go in with your powder and just lightly pat it over the top of the parts that were oily just to mattify them again. If you want to see that in action, I'll put a link to a video where I have done that. It was my foundation routine to cover blotchy pink skin or something like that. It'll be in the description box down below, and at the very end of that video I showed you how I blot my skin and how I top it up with powder throughout the day, so check that out if you want to. And step number 7 there is always remove your makeup at night. Preferably as soon as you can remove your makeup, take it off. Like me for example, as soon as I get home from work or as soon as I don't need to be wearing my makeup anymore, I take it off straight away. I don't want to be sitting there in a full face of makeup with, you know, everything on my skin if I don't need to be. So yeah, remove your makeup as soon as you can, but make sure you always remove it before you go to bed at night. You don't want to be sleeping in all this muck and having it seeping into your pores and blah. Which brings me back to one of my original steps, which was to cleanse your face with the appropriate cleanser. And I'm pretty sure that that is all the information that I have to give on oily skin. I think I covered everything without making this video way too long. If you made it to the end of the video, let me know. Yes, there is a blog post on oily skin, so I've kind of written like an oily skin Bible, I hope. Because when I was a teenager, I suffered so badly with oily skin, and I know it's really not the worst thing to suffer from, like obviously first world problems, but when you're a teenager or when you're my age now, it's still awkward to have very oily skin. What my original point was, when you don't know how to deal with it, it just kind of gets worse and worse and worse, and it can affect your self-esteem. So if I can help any of you oily skinned people out there, then I really hope that I have. So go and check out the blog post. It will have all the suggestions, cheap ones like from the drugstore, chemist as we call it here, and also more high-end products that you can use with oily skin, from moisturizers to foundations to powders to, what else is there? Toners. I never mentioned that actually. I think toners are a waste of space really. It's a nice thing to have, but it's not essential, just in case anybody was about to ask that in the comment section. Nah, I don't think you need a toner personally. As long as you cleanse your face properly and moisturize it afterwards, that's all you need. So check out the blog post, and that's where all the suggestions will be. If you guys wanted to know what this makeup look that I'm wearing right now is, I have filmed a tutorial on this as well. My eyes are all done using this palette here, which is the Nude Seduction palette from Kiss New York. And let me just quickly show you. I know it's completely off topic, so my apologies. Just in case you were going to ask, this is the palette that's on my eyes right now, and I used these colors here. And this one, and whatever. Check out the tutorial for this when it's up. It should be up quite soon after this video that you're watching right now. You can get 40% off this palette if you want to. I'll put the coupon code in the description box down below for you in case you like it. And that's about all I have to say, I think. If you have any other questions on oily skin, or you just want to chat in general, you can chat to me in the description. No, you can't. No one can chat in the description box. You can chat to me in the comment section down below, or you can Instagram me. I'm always on Instagram. You can tweet me, because I'm on Twitter now, woohoo! But nobody follows me, nobody talks to me on there. So if you want to talk to me on Twitter. All the links to those social media sites will be in the description box down below. And I just wanted to let you know that I love you all so much, and I appreciate everything that you do and every video of mine that you watch and every lovely comment that you leave me. And that's all there is to say. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.